Hello everybody, this is Awesomeness. Welcome to my gaming channel. So today we're gonna be checking out and playing against the Storm. General overview, if it's worth buying or not. This game is available on Steam. It's a dark fantasy roguelike city sim. Overall impressions, I've played around 15-20 hours of it so far. So it's a well-designed game. It's actually very niche. You have to play against the time, and it's not overly complex like other city builder games, because you start off and you gotta finish your orders before the time ends, and the queen gets very impatient with you. Of course, it's always Her Majesty. And it's not too heavy on your graphics either. So it's kind of very entertaining, low spec game. What you have to do is basically you kind of have your own plan in your mind, but it doesn't really work out that way, and you have to make do of the best of what you get. So to start off with, you have the tutorial as usual. It walks you through the steps of what to do, what not to do, well, not what to do, but what you can do and how things actually work. So what I'll do is we'll start the game and I'll just show you like how the tutorial goes. We'll cut through the cutscenes and everything and then jump right into the tutorial. So I'll play the tutorial with you to show you how it looks and what the basic setup is. Finally, we'll do one quick game. So you have the time control in this game as well, so you can speed it up. Right, so kind of gives you the basic instructions, WASD to move around your camera, and it then kind of teaches you the basics, like you'll be playing against the time, which is known as the Queen's impatience, and so forth. Okay, let's skip that. Fulfilling your duties will increase the town's reputation, unlock new buildings, and eventually bring you to victory. So you have to choose between blueprints. So in this case, it starts you off with woodcutters. Okay. On the right side, you have some more FAQs about the game, and it gives you specific details on specific things, winning and losing, reputation points, the hearth, you know, the usual. Okay, and here is where you will get your orders. So the queen will give you the orders you need to fulfill. Each order you fulfill will give you reputation, which basically is the score you need to achieve in total. It's different per game and per level, so keep an eye on this. This is the most important part. So in this case, our first order is that we need to build Woodcutters Camp 2, and we need to gather and deliver. So it says produce 10 woods, okay, and it will give us a group of beavers and speed increase in wood cutting. So let's get to it. Okay, so you can pause the game to deliver your orders. Select the wood camp, place it here, and you'll see that the characters will go there, and sorry, not your characters, but your villagers, they will go over there and start building the wood camp. At the start you already have the road. So what does the roads do? As usual in any other sim building game, roads increase speed of anything. In this case, 5% speed with this path on how fast the villagers walk. Okay, unpause the game. Select those guys, select the beavers. Beavers are good at cutting wood. Put a few of my villagers in. So let's speed it up to 3. Okay, so as you can see, orders are complete. You click on the orders and you deliver, and at the bottom you can see that you received 1 point. So what happens is that this will keep building up the queen's impatience, and every time you hit 1 point it will reduce the other side by 1 point. Once that happens, you will basically, you'll see these diamond shapes here, and these are your, every time you reach this point you'll get a new blueprint reward. So you click on this one and it shows you next you'll get a shelter. Later on in the game, obviously the shelter and these fourth blueprints stay in your inventory. For blueprints, you will get other specific buildings you have to pick from, and you will have to pick based upon your needs and what's available for you in that specific game. So let's pick the shelter, and you can see here homeless. So you will build your homes for them. So right now you have around 12 villagers which are homeless, and let's build some shelter for them. Needs 10 wood each. Let's slow it down. We received a new order as well, which is cut through the forest to discover 2 glades and assign 5 beavers as woodcutter. Again, you get the rewards there. So mark trees to harvest, to cut through. So each building has specific options. It's not overly complex. What does this say? Exploration. Again, tips on what you can do and explains how things work. You necessarily don't have to read through these. I mean, some people, you know, they just learn as you play. I kind of skip through that part because it's not an overly complex game. So there's not much you'll really miss out. It's locked for now because we're in tutorial. What does this say? To cut through the forest and reach glades faster, you can mark certain trees for building. Select the X icon from the right hand side of the lower HUD and drag the pointer over the trees. So here's the axe. Choose that, and away you go. You can select different options from the woodcutters to either avoid the glades or cut around it and everything, or cut specific trees. So right now it's locked. We're building the house, we're trying to cut through the glades. On default in the beginning, the woodcutters are on fell all trees, so they will cut anything in their area. That's highlighted by the green. So you can change that in the main options. To avoid cutting into these glades, because what happens is every time you cut into a glade it increases your impatience points. Increases your hostility by the forest itself, and so you have to be slightly strategic on when you want to cut them, when you don't want to cut them, in which period. Is it drizzle period? Is it drizzle period, storm period, or clearance period? So you have to be careful on when you cut them. For example, if you cut through a glade in certain events or certain scenarios where it's storm season, then the hostility from the forest will increase drastically, which will lead to low resolve on your villagers, which will mean they will start leaving. And then when the villager leaves, the queen gets unhappy, so you increase your impatience faster. So you have to be kind of strategic with that. Okay, so let's work on this order. So 2 glades and get 3 beavers in the wood camps. Okay, so beavers are ideal for wood cutting. We got 5 beavers there. Let's prioritize that. See if they cut through that next. We have the houses done. We got 5 builders free. Okay, so this is decorations, comfort. And these are used to level up your hearth. Basically, each time you level up your hearth, it gives you different boosts to your resolve, farming speed, etc., harvesting speed. Okay, so as you can see, the woodworkers have cut through this glade as well, so we can now fulfill this order. Right now this is a tutorial, so obviously it's pretty simple. Later on it gets really messy, because you will get an order which you have no buildings for, or you have to decide on what orders to take between the multiple orders you get. So right now it's giving you like one order. Later on, every order you get a choice between 2 to 3, and depending on certain missions per se you get, or certain missions you can do, you can either get 4 or 3 depending on the situation and what path you take in the game. Okay, so the next one up is you got to build a small foragers camp and gather some vegetables. Okie dokie, so that is the order. Let's get to it. So where are the vegetables? Okay, sorry. Small foragers camp, pick, build that here. I'll let this guys chop this here, clear the path so we can build a path. Let's move this here then. Actually, turn that around so where the road is gonna come. Here. Okay, let's speed it up. Right, so we can actually build some decorations at the same time to increase our hearth level. It costs 2 wood. Let's put one here, one here, one here, and one here. So our idle villagers will go there and start building that. I'll also put a house. Okay, let's increase the time. Shows that I have only 10 hostility from the forest so far. I am in drizzle season. Okay, so the villagers have built these 4 decorations, and now I am hearth level 1, which gives me +2 to global resolve, and you'll see the resolve on the left side from your villagers. Okay, so the camp was built. Let's put some humans to gather the vegetables. So once you select a specific building and you don't see where you can place it, at the edge of the screen you will get some indicators showing where the nearest resource is for collection. Okay, so they need to collect 5 of those. Let's speed that up. The space bar is used to pause the game, by the way, and unpause the game. Okay, so change of season. Now we're in clearance. We've had some workers cut the tree down. So what will happen is the workers will collect this resource, bring it here where there is a warehouse, and then when that gets filled, or when you set it to a specific number, when it gets to that point, the workers from there will take it to your main warehouse where everything is stored. Okay, workers, get your stuff. Okay, so how'd you get more villagers? So there's a timed villager arrival groups that'll come, and they'll increase by the amount of villagers over time. And this icon there will blink to show you. And each villager group will bring certain amount of resources with them. There's various bonus cards you can get at the end of every storm season, which allows you to select various boosts For example, one of the boosts is that every new villager comes faster and brings more resources with them. Not a critical part, but every little bit helps. So I can either choose between 3 humans or 1 beaver and 1 human. I'll go for 3 humans more. We need more people. More people means more jobs being fulfilled, but means more houses are needed. Don't forget to check every building. They has different options, different upgrades. Not overly complex upgrades, just very simple, like do this and you can have more people in your house and do this and have this resource. And it's not like have millions and millions of resources. It's just pretty simple. So in this case, we're going to build another house because we need house for the people. Otherwise, the resolve will drop. We're still waiting for our workers to deliver the vegetables. Oh, sorry, I actually put them in the roots. Let's put them here. What was I thinking? R is used to rotate the buildings when you place them, or when you can move some of these buildings apart from the warehouse and the hearth. Okay, let's give it a pause. As you can see, I should have enough vegetables in a moment. And we're preparing for the storm season. So in storm season, everything goes to hell. Certain debuffs start playing. Your resolve on your people drops. So the key is that during the storm season, be ready to boost the resolve of your people by various boosts available in your village, etc., etc. Okay, so storm season has begun. You'll see the resolve dropping. Okay, so the order is complete. Let's hand it in. What do we get? We get another reputation. Deliver. Now it wants us to build a stone cutter's camp and gather some clay. And you get +1 clay production and 20 stone. Right, so we have quite a few villagers which are free. Go to camps. Choose stone cutters. Load that up. Here's the clay. The idle villagers will go there and start building it up. Okay, let's pause that and assign these two. They'll start gathering the resources within the area. Check how many resources you have. 220 wood, food, and other various resources. Okay, so end of storm season, you get a cornerstone to choose from. These will give you different passive boosts and awards. So in this case, have a quick look on what will work best for you. You can slightly plan ahead and choose different cornerstones depending on what your scenario is looking to be. But in the beginning, you can just go for generic ones. Building materials are the foundation of every settlement. Production is 50% quicker in the building crude workstation. I'll just go for this one. And my order of clay and stonecutter's camp is fulfilled. Let's deliver that. And now it wants you to gather fiber and harvester's camp. Okay, let's choose the harvester's camp. And where is fiber? You can select this, bring it out, and it'll quickly highlight where the resource is available. Put that there. So one of the important things is that when the storm happens, to increase, you'll see the resolve will drop drastically. There will be an option here which will say sacrifice certain resources. Usually it's wood, coal, sea marrow. So coal and wood are used for resolve, for increasing resolve. So every time you sacrifice a resource, it will drop the hostility of the forest. So the lower level of hostility you have, the higher the resolve will go. Okay, so harvester's camp is ready. Let's just select 2 of these humans. We need to get 5 plant fibers. Okay, that's done. Let's deliver this. Okay, so the next order is we have to produce planks, bricks, and fabric. And to do that, you need a workstation. We have that. Let's select it. For now, I'll just put it here as tutorial. Later on, you can manage different things, different places, and let the workers build that. And you can see what resources you need to produce different items, planks, fabric, bricks. And you need 8 woods. You can choose from different resources, clay and stone, etc. Okay, so let the workers build that. Each glade has different events, scenarios you have to complete, different boosts, different resource nodes, etc. So in this one is you get more workers, and to get more workers you need to give them food. Assign some of your workers here, select that and investigate. It has a timer here, so our workers will head over there, take the food over there, and once that's complete, that event is complete, you will receive 2 additional workers, 1 lizard, 1 beaver. The workstation was complete, assign 2 workers, and they will produce these resources. Okay, so we have additionally 2 more workers. Let's get them a house. Again, later on in the game you can build specific houses for specific type of villages you have, which then leads to the boost in the resolve. Okay, so the wood camp doesn't have any wood in range. Let's put this here. So you have smaller glades which don't have major events, and then you have the larger glades, dangerous glades, and something called forbidden glades, which have big events. We also have new villagers coming in. We'll choose these guys, and we need more housing. So right now it's fairly easy, obviously because of the tutorial, but later on this will get more difficult. In the beginning sometimes it's even very difficult to fulfill some of the orders. So, and you need to achieve higher amount of reputation. Okay, so our woodcutters have cut through this glade, and we have some more flax. We have the bricks. Let's just cancel the bricks. No more bricks for now. Just give us some planks and some fabric. So after this tutorial, what I'll do is I will run a game, a first scenario, and I'll play it through, and at the end I will give you a view of my setup and how it looked. Okay, so that order is complete. And lastly it says cut through to a dangerous glade and change scrolls to fabric in the ancient shrine and deliver 1 ancient tablet. So we have the dangerous glade here, so we need our wood choppers to chop through the wood. Okay, let's move this guy here, put a road, and where are our wood choppers? Wood choppers 1 and wood choppers 2. Let's get them chopping wood straight into the dangerous glade. We could also speed it up a bit more since we have a bunch of workers. Choose a blueprint. We have lizard house, human house, and beaver house. So we'll choose a lizard house since they seem to be with the lowest resolve. Okay, so our wood choppers have chopped through, and over here we need to investigate. For tutorial base, it kind of showed you that we didn't investigate this within the time limit. So it gave us a Curse of the Forefathers, which kills 3 random villagers. And you see that going through here. Right, we're done with the tutorial. Deliver and you win this phase, this scenario. So after the tutorial, many of the content will be unlocked. So you don't have to pick this through the blueprints. So these are your basic blueprints. You get more as time goes on and you get further into the game. Okay, so tutorial 2. So play through the tutorials until you get through to the start. I advise you not, well, you can't really skip the tutorials. You have to play the tutorials to understand the game. So play through them, see what's what, and I'll join you once the main story starts. So after the 2 tutorials, you'll come across the main screen. It asks you to enter the city and buy some upgrades. So every scenario you complete, you get different type of resources, which you then use to upgrade. The upgrades are not that crazy, so it's really helpful. For example, it isn't overly OP with the upgrade. In this case, let's lower the queen's impatience, because it will grow really fast in the beginning. Alright, let's finish the cycle, because that's what it asks us to do. And after each cycle, everything gets destroyed and you have to start again. Okay, so we need to reach one of these seals. And to do that, you need to build different towns in a path towards it. And each town will give you shards. Okay, embarkation range, and so we need to get here. So let's start off with this one, and this will be in our vicinity, which gives us pool of order choice will increase by 1. The marshlands. Okay, choose your starting caravan, and let's go with this. Choose your level. I can choose pioneer, and what you want to start off with. So embarkation points, each one has a resource value. Right now we have 3 points, 3 things. Alright, I'm finally ready to embark. Right, so we have our people, the level, and what we're allowed to go with. We need to achieve reputation of 14, and we have a time of 14 points as well. Soil is small amounts of fertile soil, and the conditions, we get those there, and we already know that we get 1 extra choice in our orders we need to fulfill. Okay, let's get started. Let's embark. So I'll play through a few minutes to quickly show you, and then later on we'll come back when I'm nearly done, and you can view how the situation is. So the marshlands are home to enormous life forms. Giant resource nodes can be found in forbidden glades. Each glade will have a different one. Okay, so let's start off. Build some roads for quicker transport. You need wood as your base resource to start building houses. And which way do you want to go? Obviously, the larger glades will increase the hostility by larger amounts. So generally, I've been starting off with going for the smaller nodes, smaller glades first. Okay, so let's chop through that and build that way. Okay. Right, then put some houses up. We need around, each house can hold 3 people. So let's put 3 houses and they'll start working now. In the meantime, let's put some decorations. And we can also put some stonecutter camp, as well as something for food. What do we have here? Mushrooms? Yeah, mushrooms. So small herbalist camp. You can make this more prettier later on as you get more camps and more resources and more buildings. Okay, so let's ask these guys to chop through the forest. Actually, it's too many. Avoid glades or only marked trees, so just chop that way. Let's get into that very quickly. So I'm mostly here surrounded by dangerous glades, and my smaller glades are far apart. So, okay, let's get going. Select from the blueprints. Herbalist camps will allow me to get larger nodes, and herb garden make use of farm fields. I don't see any farm fields, so here's the choice, like what do you go with? I think I'll go with this one, and provisioner, rain mill, cookhouse. Let's leave that for now until we start getting some orders through coming in. Okay, so here's our choose a cornerstone, 3 clay per minute, or increase speed of copper bars. I'll choose this one. Okay, so as you can see, a lot of options have become, well, not a lot, but common options have become available, and I'll pause it here, play through this, and then I'll join you once I'm near the end. Right guys, welcome back. So I quickly played through the first scenario, and I'm nearly at the completion point. So as you can see, I did all the missions and everything. Well, not the missions, the objectives, and I'm nearly about to hand it all in. Remember that if you have the resolve high as well, that will add to the reputation per minute, which will help you complete the reputation bar pretty fast. So I'm nearly done. Let's give it a few minutes, and well, a minute or so, and it'll finish up. So they'll go blue, reputation and resolve, resolve is super high, and you'll see right now I'm getting 0.46 per minute high resolve. So it will finish up in a few moments. Well, I've also have the objectives finished as well, so just wanted to give you a demonstration. Okay, so let's finish that up, and then you get the deeds, which you can go into the city and exchange them for different EXP to level up. And then you just basically continue building up your cities until you get to the seal. So it'll get difficult as you approach the seal, and then there's higher levels of seals. I hope you like the game. I certainly do. I'll be playing this a few more hours until I complete it, of course. Don't forget to subscribe and like the channel, and I'll see you for the next game. Have a good one.